It's your girl, Miss K, no excuse, she be everywhere, and welcome to the She Be Everywhere show. I would like to thank you for joining us this evening, and make sure you like, subscribe to the She Be Everywhere show on the YouTube channel. All right, and we are here this evening with my brother, Mr. Tracy.
Yes.
How are you, love?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm
All right.
well,
All right.
awesome. Thank you for coming this evening.
I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited about tonight. You know, we're going to get to know you on a deeper level, and we're going to get to know about what you're doing now. Explain to the people what you're doing now. What inspired you to get into this industry, which is the financial services industry? What brought you here?
Well, getting into the financial services industry, there's a couple things I wanted to know. One, how to make money for me. Two, how to protect my money, right? Because we all hustle, we can get money. Get money has never been a problem, but how do we keep it, right?
Exactly.
And then three, how can I surround myself with people who are financially smarter than me, not because I need a handout, but because I want people to educate me on the ways of money. And in turn, the more I learn, the more I wanted to share with other people and help them be better with their financial situations.
Absolutely, because
Right.
you've done that for me
Yes.
during the pandemic.
Yes.
You know, it was like, you know, your girl couldn't be everywhere. She be everywhere. So what did I have to do? I had to do something else. So my brother introduced me into the financial industry because financial literacy was not taught.
No, not at all.
And, you know, all through high school, if I would have known then what I know now, oh my goodness, I would
Right.
be a bad sister. You know,
Definitely.
so, you know, just explain, what do you do in the financial services industry that help people like me?
Well, the short version is I help people find money that they're giving away unnecessarily or unknowingly. Just by having their money within the wrong financial vehicles or not knowing that other financial vehicles are available and can assist them. So,
Okay, and what are those financial vehicles?
well, some of those things with the different financial vehicles, we want people to understand that where you put your money at matters, right? As far as interest goes, right? How fast your money is going to grow, right? Whether you just leaving your money in the bank and your bank is working, your money's working for the bank, not for you, right? Whether your money is in the market and at risk of losing money, or it's in a taxable versus a tax-free account where you could keep all of your money, right?
Exactly, and that's the important part right
Yes.
there. Making sure you have it in a taxable account that has a higher interest rate.
Correct.
Is that how it goes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you explain to me what are the common financial mistakes that people keep making over and over and over again?
Back to like you said before, where we're not taught financial literacy. Some of the mistakes that are being made is that one, people are not paying attention to their debt. Right? What's going on with it, how it's accruing interest. They're not really paying attention to how well their money is growing and whether it's going to meet their financial needs because they don't know that they actually need a financial plan. Right? And then three, just not starting early enough. Right? Say, okay, because the future is coming, we're just worrying about now instead of planning for the future.
Yeah, so like someone like me, I'm in my 50s and I'm okay to talk about that. I learned about this industry later in life, but is it too late for me?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Right? It's always best to start early. Actually, it's best to start from the day you get your first paycheck. However, even if you have to start late, right, it's not too late because of where you could put your money at. Right, makes a difference. Where you're going to earn the highest interest and where you're going to be able to put it at so you could keep your money. Because it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. So if, keyword if, we're willing to save, right, and the older that we are, yes, we have to save more money, right, in order to get to our goals. But if we're willing to save, right, and we save it in the right places, then we could still hit those same financial goals.
Exactly. And I know one of those ways is with the rule of 72.
Yes.
My favorite rule. Can you explain that for the people?
All right. Well, there's a lot of different rules out there, but with the rule of 72, all right, what that states is no matter where you have your money at, the interest rate that you're earning in that account, if you divide it into 72, it'll tell you how much interest how quickly your money will double, right? And so if you put your money in the bank like a 0.001%, right, it's going to take forever, all right, 720 years for your money to double. We don't have that kind of
At
time,
all.
right? So looking at the rate of inflation, if inflation is going up at 4%, right, and you have your money in an account that's earning less than 4%, you're actually losing money over time, especially with everything that's going on right now with Trump and the tariffs, right? The price is going up, things like that. So the higher the interest rate, the faster your money is going to be able to double and grow for you, so that way you could keep up with the rising costs of things that's going on in time right now.
Okay. And can you help the people out with what's one of the most underrated wealth building strategies that people, you know, don't talk about?
Well, one of the most underrated wealth building strategies is actually adding protection into their financial plan.
Okay.
Right? Like I tell people, life is an emergency. It's not a matter of if something will happen, it's just a matter of when. Right? We don't know when the when is, and we don't know how severe the when will be, but we know that something is going to happen. So in the event that you're faced with a major medical emergency, stroke, Alzheimer's, dementia, car accident, whatever it may be, the question now becomes, since medical insurance doesn't cover everything, will you have to burn through your personal savings, your retirement savings, just to take care of your medical bills? Right? Well, that's one. But two, if you have to be out of work for an extended period of time, 6 months to a year or more, think back to the pandemic, it was just a few years ago. Nobody ever thought the world would be shut down and we'll be out of work. Right? But if you're out of work for an extended period of time, how are you going to replace your income?
Right.
Right? That's where insurance will come in. Right? And having the right type of insurance where if you're faced with a major medical emergency, your insurance policy, specifically your life insurance policy, will kick in and help you to pay those medical bills that medical insurance doesn't cover. And if set up properly, it can also help you replace your income.
Okay, and you answered my next question already, so I'm happy you did that. But I want to know, what is the real difference between your 401k and an IUL policy?
Okay. So with your 401k, all right, that's a program traditionally set up by your employer. All right, they have certain limitations and they dictate where the funds are being invested. All right. But the thing that many people don't know is that your 401k is in the market. All right. So as the market goes up, yes, you do well. But when the market drops, back in 2008, you're going to lose a lot of money. Right. And especially right now with what's going on with Trump and all the tariffs that's going on, right?
Yeah.
The market is really shaky and it's been falling. All right. Then from there, when you're ready to use your money, you have to pay approximately 30% in taxes. All right. So let's say you have $100,000 in your account. All right. You're going to have to give away about $30,000 in taxes. That's a lot of money to give away.
Is.
Whereas if you had the same dollar for dollar inside the life insurance policy, IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance Policy, or a whole life with cash value, they are completely 100% tax free. So that means that the funds that you have, you get to keep.
Yep.
You don't have to give away that additional money in taxes.
That's how
As
the
well,
wealthy been doing it.
there you go. Right, and so it's going to continue to earn interest. Some of them as high as 8 to 12%, 15%, depending on the type of policy that it's in. And you can pull money out of your life insurance at any time without the hassle like that you have to go through with the 401k. Right, completely 100% tax free. So if you want to buy a house, buy a car, go on vacation, start a business, pay for your kids' wedding, school, whatever it may be, you could pull the money out of your life insurance policy at any time for
Yeah.
any reason to suit your needs. The biggest thing that a lot of people don't know
Right.
is that with the life insurance policy, we have something that's called living benefits. Right? With living benefits, what that does is that allows you to pull money from the death benefit to take care of your life while you're living, instead of just leaving money for somebody else when you're no longer here.
Exactly.
So if you have one of those major medical emergencies, those stroke, Alzheimer's, dementia, kidney failure, things like that that's not covered, why not let your life insurance take care of it instead of depleting your personal savings to take care of it? So that's probably one of the biggest things that people are missing out right now within their financial portfolio.
I was thinking of something. What is it called family banking? Or you know
Yes.
where I'm getting at. Explain that to the people, because when I found out these things, I just think that this is like brilliant.
Yes.
But we didn't know about it. That's why I'm so excited about this, is because we don't get to have these type of conversations. So now that my brother's here and he's educating us,
Right.
please explain that.
All right. So with the private family banking or infinite banking concept, this is a concept that's been used by the rich and the wealthy for hundreds or the past 100 years or so, all right, where they are using life insurance mixed with a trust, right, to further their next generation, right? You think of the old families like the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, the Onassas, even Walt Disney used life insurance to fund Disney World when they were first getting started. All right, so it's a place where the rich and the wealthy could put away millions and millions of dollars and never pay any taxes on it, because they're going to use the money via loans, which you don't pay any taxes on loans. All right, so they're going to use their life insurance as their own personal bank to fund products tax free, right, that they want to do. So it's a very powerful, powerful concept that we all should be looking at, all right, to one, protect our assets, but to get out from underneath the thumb of these big major banks.
Absolutely. And all I keep thinking is, if I would have known this fresh out of high school,
Right.
where I would be right now. But it's okay. I've rectified that situation and I know what to do now. So when should someone start thinking about life insurance and wills and trusts? That's
Right.
something else we don't talk about.
Correct. So, as far as the financial planning, all right, we again, you keep mentioning high school. My son just graduated high school. He graduated with a diploma, but nothing else. Right? They didn't teach him anything about money, credit, finances, nothing about money. Right? So, the time that we should get started is actually the day you get your first paycheck. Right? When you get your first paycheck, you start putting away some money towards the future. Right? Your retirement planning, things like that. Right? As far as a will and a trust, as we turn 18, every person they have their own estate, so they need their own will. Right? Even though your child, that's your child, you love them, things like that, but they still need their own will. Even if they barely have a job, they don't have anything to their name, right? You need the durable power of attorney, right? The medical or the financial, power of attorney, so that way if something happens to them, you can make those decisions on their behalf, right? So we want to start as early as possible, but more importantly, we want to start teaching our children, right, from the day when they start learning their ABCs, teach them the financial ABCs also, so that way they can start learning the ways of money from day one when they're doing their chores. Right?
Definitely. Oh man, so this is some great stuff. And I believe that you have something that can help everyone to learn and to study all of this information.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited to announce launching on my first ebook. It's called The 5 Bricks of Generational Wealth. It's actually something that I put together thinking about my son and my children. How can I leave a legacy for them?
Right.
How can I put something in place that they'll have and they can share with their children, their family, as they go forward? All right, so the 5 Bricks of Generational Wealth, what that stands for, is the foundation that you need to leave wealth for the next family. We shouldn't be struggling, right? Generation after generation. We should be moving our families forward every time somebody passes away, and every time we have a new baby. All right, so BRICS is an acronym. All right, it stands for the 5 things that we all need to put together. B is a business. R is our real estate. All right, I is our investments. C, collectibles, and K, knowledge. All right, so just like your girl Miss K is probably the most important part. All right, is the knowledge, right, that we could pass on. Can we educate the next generation so they could be better financially. But adding a mix of all of these tools, leaving a business, your real estate, your investment, collectibles, and your knowledge,
Yeah.
we could really further the next generation and advance them. So that way they don't start in a hole with all of the pitfalls that we had to go through.
Exactly, because it's like we were behind the curve,
Yes.
you know, and now that we have all of this knowledge and we know how to use it and know how and where to apply it,
Correct.
you know, I feel so empowered. So I'm excited about your ebook. I
Yeah.
already have my copy. Make sure you get yours.
Definitely.
And you know, let's start to build. You know,
Right.
I have 2 grandchildren now. Well, 3. I'm sorry. I have 3 grandchildren now.
That's a blessing.
You know, exactly. So, you know, I want to start them off on the right foot. You
Okay.
know, so their children and grandchildren, you know, we're gonna make sure this generation.
You know,
well.
one thing I'll say, even just starting on with the K, knowledge, right? There's so much knowledge and information out there. YouTube University,
Yep.
social media, things like that. So there's absolutely no reason why we can't be successful within our own family structures.
Yeah.
Right? Learn more about how to make your money work for you. Right? Learn more about financial literacy, IULs or whole life products with cash value, so that way you can make your money grow and you can leave that wealth for you. All right, there's too many free, all right, resources out there, all right, and just start saving. All right, even if you can only do $50 a month. All right, like I ask people at your job, if for whatever reason you made $25 less per paycheck, all right, if you made $1 less per hour, what would you do financially?
Right.
Would life be over for you? Or would you just adjust and not go to McDonald's, not go buy the $300 hair or whatever it may be, right? You would just adjust for the having less income.
Yeah.
So if you could adjust your lifestyle when you're forced to do it,
Yeah.
why can't you do it when you have it to do it, so that way you could live a better life, right? And, you know, just so we could get past the point of having GoFundMe's,
Yeah.
selling T-shirts or fish fries just to take care of our loved ones when something happens.
Absolutely.
All right, let's take care of each other and our family, you know, and our financial futures.
That's some good information, and you know, you definitely. I'm going to apply it. I've been applying it, and I'm going to make sure I share this information with
Right.
everyone. I will have the links where you can get his ebook, and also if you're looking for a financial wealth coach,
Yes.
Mr. Tracey is that person. So I'm going to share all of that information with you, my brother. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming by this evening and giving all of this wealth information.
Yes. Yes. I mean, that's the only thing we no more gatekeeping.
Right.
Right. I can even think back in the 90s. I know people who work in downtown government, property appraisers, things like that. They knew about, say, tax lien properties, right, where you could purchase a home by just paying the taxes on it, right, instead of going through the front door. But their attitude was like, "Oh, I ain't telling them, I
Right.
know." But you look around, you see the other communities, they're taking advantage. You wonder, how'd you just get here, right?
Exactly.
And now you got a home, you got a car, you got a business. Where'd you get the funding from, right? But we're not sharing this information amongst each other just so we could look like, okay, I want to shine, you know, and look better than you. So,
People, we
yeah,
gotta do better.
let's do better than that. You know, help each other as much as possible.
Yes.
So, with my financial services, if you need any assistance, just like if you have a medical issue, you go see a doctor, a specialist. If you have a problem with your car, you go see a specialist. All right, come talk to a financial specialist, right? A licensed financial specialist, so that way we could help you understand what's going on with your money. All right, if you're on par with your goals, are you ahead of your goals, or underneath them, we may need to make a few changes just to help you to get to your financial goals. So that's what we do, you know, just to help people be better.
Love it. And I
Yeah.
appreciate you once again. Make sure you tap in with my brother, Mr. Tracey,
Yes.
and he will help you, you know, get to these goals.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And again, make sure you subscribe and like the She Be Everywhere show on YouTube.
Yes.
Have a good night.
All right.